John Jastremski and Chris Lopresti join us now for more on the Mets. As we heard Nikki say, Kodai Senga becomes the first Mets starter to go into the 7th this season. He lowers his ERA to 1.06. All right, he hasn't exactly faced the 27 Yankees, but he's been dominant. So, Chris, have you seen enough to think he can be the ace all season long?
I have, from a standpoint of, hey, taking a regular turn, seems healthy, seems comfortable, which is the opposite of what we saw a season ago from Kodai Senga, where there was really nothing outside of just a couple of cameo appearances, we'll call it, throughout the course of the season. So look, I think when you combine a couple of things here, number one, not a ton of household names in this Met rotation, which we've talked about ad nauseum throughout the course of the offseason, especially up until Sean Manaea gets himself back in there. So I think all encouraging signs. You know, nice to get some length in this one. Okay, the opponents haven't been great yet, but I think him just going out there and finding his comfort zone and his rhythm as far as start in, start out bases each time turn through the rotation. We knew the stuff was good. We saw that his rookie year when he pitched really well a couple seasons ago. So I think all signs right now point to him being the guy.
All right, now to the lineup. And it was interesting because during the broadcast, Gary and Ron were talking about how the first three hitters in the lineup have been doing their share and been carrying the Mets. But then the bottom of the order came to life in this one with 5 runs batted in. So, JJ, how different will this lineup be if Vientos and Beatty can get going?
So it's going to look drastically different when, notice I said when, Mark Vientos starts hitting. This is a guy who showed you last year what kind of life, what kind of sizzle he can bring to a team on a day in and day out basis. I fully expect Vientos, by the time we see August and September, he's going to have his fair share of homers, RBIs, what have you, and it's going to make this lineup that much more dynamic. But you notice I separated Mark Vientos from Brett Beatty because, yes, Brett Beatty had a big hit in today's game, Sunday against the A's, whoop-de-doo. I need to see a lot more from Brett Beatty before I'm looking at him as someone that's really going to lengthen this lineup, especially when you consider the fact that Jeff McNeil is on the mend. And when we talk about answers at the bottom of this order, I think the Mets are looking at Jeff McNeil as a guy who maybe can piggyback off of what he did in July and early August of last year, where he was smoking hot before he went down with an injury. He, to me, plays a far bigger role in this Met lineup than a guy like Beatty does, who's had his opportunity. He has not made the most of it, and that's that. Vientos, mark my words, he's going to hit.